Why, hello. It has been a little bit, and maybe for you guys it hasn't felt like a little bit, but it has for me because, as some of you guys know, I tend to bulk film my videos. So if I'm a little rusty, forgive me, although I woke up ready to conquer the world and I'm like, I need to film today because I have a pretty fun video for you guys today, so stay tuned. Now, if you're new around here, hi, my name is Leslye, and I'm Leslye of What Leslye Loves, and in this video and in this channel, we talk about all things that Leslye loves. And so I hope that you like what you see here. If you do, please hit the like, please subscribe, but let me earn your trust first. And if you're not new, thank you for coming back. All right, fun video today. I have technically unboxed these. You guys know I don't like to do like actual unboxings because I'm always just I'm too raw with my emotions, and I usually need to sit around with something, even if I absolutely love it and if I've been anticipating it. And I'll be honest, I kind of was very much anticipating these, and they did not disappoint. So in front, you can kind of see the dust bag. I have 3 beautiful bags from Verano Hill. Thank you so much, Verano Hill, for reaching out to me. It is always an honor when companies reach out to me. Now, because I always feel like as your channel gets bigger that you need to share some disclaimers, my disclaimer here is I will never say yes to something I'm not genuinely interested in. As some of you know, if you follow me on Instagram, which you can follow me here, I'm taking a little break from social media, and I feel like that was the refreshment that I needed to kind of clear the clutter, clear the mind space so that I can get back to my first love, which was YouTube. So I'm here, and that's why this long introduction to say it has been a little bit since I've filmed, and it feels like home to me. So now let me truly jump in, because I've been saying no to a lot of things, but this was kind of an immediate yes. So let me show you what I have inside these little dust bags. All right, so I'm gonna take each of these out of their dust bag and then I'll go over them one by one. So the first one here is the Vienna, and I believe this is in the camel color. And then the next one here I have is the Dion, I believe. And then the last one is the Natalie. All right, so that's the 3 of these here. Aren't they beautiful? And are you guys surprised on the colors I picked? Because in full disclosure, I did get to pick which bags and pick the coloring, and I had to pick backup options, but thank goodness they had all 3 of these in the colorways that I really wanted to see them in. So this is the Vienna handbag in camel. This is the Dionne woven handbag in brown, and then this is the Natalie handbag in dark brown. To share a little bit about Verano Hill, I immediately when I went on their website, I was very impressed, which by the way, as we speak, and I'm getting this video up pretty quickly, they do have a summer sale going on of buy one, get one free. They have beautiful selections, and I would say the best way to describe it and what stood out to me personally is that they have a lot of inspired by versions of some popular handbags. A little bit about them, because I always like to hear someone's story. As you guys know, every time I've done a video similar to this, I need to know why. Why are they doing this? And they share, Verano Hill was founded because we believe that everyone deserves access to beautiful, well-crafted accessories without the inflated price tags. Our goal is to empower our customers with the freedom to express their unique style without compromise. We take pride in having thousands of happy customers who trust us for their fashion needs. Join us on our journey to redefine luxury, experience the Verano Hill difference, and discover how affordable elegance can transform your fashion choices. Our promise to you, all stones and metals used in our designs are ethically sourced, shipping and returns are always free. They sell and ship directly to you. This way they offer a beautifully made luxury accessory without the high-end price tag. All items come with a 6-month warranty. And then there is 24/7 customer service. They've been wonderful to work with and to speak with. And so just by that alone, you can usually impress me by having great communication. That is just the foundation of every good relationships. I'll let you look at the website on your own. And of course, I'll kind of share a little bit here as I go on. But All right, so to get started, packaging. You guys know that is pretty important to me, and I'm gonna switch these around only because I'm a little short. These came all in one box, which is tough to do, but all carefully wrapped. Obviously, I have some wrapping still on here, which I'm gonna go ahead and start taking off, but everything came properly wrapped with protective wrapping, as you can see here. And we have some big fashion houses that are not doing that. They're just putting it in a dust bag, plopping it in a box, and then putting it in a bigger box, sometimes not, and shipping it over to you. I'm not gonna say any names. Now, because I have 3 beauties here and not just one, I'm going to kind of rapid fire go through these. Let's start with the Dionne. And I really appreciate the details of this. The Dionne is in a vegan leather. I'll be completely honest with you guys, I'm not a vegan leather person, but, and I swear I'm not just saying this, I'm pretty impressed with this, only because generally speaking, why I don't like vegan leather is either there's a smell to it or the texture. Part of why some of us love handbags is the texture and the feel of the leather. Now, you guys know I'm picky, like picky, and I've had several of my friends call me out that I'm pickier than picky. I like to be honest, and so right off the bat, I'm very impressed with the stitching and the overall craftsmanship. The glazing is especially good on these bags, particularly this one that does have quite a bit of glazing all around it. And on this handle, usually you'll start seeing stitching on the handles be a little janky. Not at all in this case. Now, I would say if I had to give one knock on this bag, it's probably going to be the hardware. It's very shiny and it's quite yellow in tone. I don't want to say, it doesn't feel cheap, and I hate to use that word because the hardware feels very substantial, and that's probably a key feature of this bag. But part of it is probably that it's not to my taste. I tend to really like the brushed brass look and not the shiny look, but some people very much love the shiny look. Now, as you can see here, this had lots of packaging inside. We do have a crossbody strap, more protective packaging, and I'm gonna come up and show you, give you a closer look. So here we have a look at the inside of the bag, and it's kind of like a micro suede lining. And I will be honest, it's not my favorite, but these are the details. Let me see if my camera will pick any of this up. Now you have, as I stated, quite a bit of glazing on this bag. Everything feels really nice. I really love the woven detail on this bag. It's all very beautifully done. I don't see any weird spots on this, particularly when you have a woven detail. Again, this bag in particular was probably the one that impressed me the most because you can get it wrong with this bag, and they did not. Now let me put this together. One thing I'll note, I probably wouldn't wear this as a crossbody bag only because where you connect these is on here, and that is definitely not my jam. The reality is this bag is worn top handle. So I'm not going to give that a knock only because this beauty is not meant to be worn crossbody. Now it's got a nice slim profile to do that, but it's not really meant to wear crossbody. Now you do have a pocket there. So this has 2 little pockets. I would say the front one is really the only usable one because the other one is a little bit hard to access. And I would say in general with this silhouette and this style, why I personally don't own anything like this is it's a little cumbersome to get in and out. And I will show how things fit inside the bag. All right, let's see what fits inside the Dionne. I have my wallets, which you guys know I like to carry both. So I'm gonna set those inside. This hardware gets in the way. Like I'm scratching it a lot. One of the reasons I really did not like my Speedy was the zipper, and this, you're kind of hitting your hand and knuckles on that area. Put my hand sanitizer, my pill case. I feel like everything kind of fits on this side with some room to spare still. And then on the other side, I want my sunnies and my phone. And it all fits really nicely. These are my basics. This is what I have to go out with that fits in my Tabby 26. Anyhow, I played around. I had my sunglasses standing up and my phone. I don't need it standing up. It all fits. Now, I will say it gets a little heavy. Now, if I'm wearing it on the crook of my arm, it's very comfortable to wear. I can't blame the bag entirely, but you do have a little bit of extra weight because of this hardware here. One of the main reasons I really wanted to try this bag was because I've always been very curious about the silhouette. And you guys know I'm into that woven detail, so this was like a instant yes, and I wanted it in this camel color. Now, let's zhuzh her up a little bit. I did get this with another purchase that I plan to share with you probably after this video. And I thought, wow, does that not match perfectly or what? Because y'all know I'm in my cognac handbag era. That looks really cute. I feel like the perfect extra little accessory is a twilly. This is from Silk Philosophy, if you guys are wondering. And I just like to just tie it kind of not like this. Usually it just stays nicely, but look how beautiful that is. Just, you know, dressed up a little bit. What do you guys think? Moving on, now we have the Vienna handbag. And it's funny, as soon as I unboxed this, my daughter was like, I want that handbag. And I'm like, they sent it to me, not to you. Anyhow, she instantly loved this. I love the hardware, and I know I've seen this silhouette before, and it's not gonna come to me, it probably will at 3 a.m. But, so you do have some protective stickers here, and this is probably what makes this bag stand out to me. But I really love, it's just a very different design. And I'm sure some of you will let me know right away in the comments where it's from and what it's inspired by. But I really love the tonal glazing that they used on here, and let me come closer to show you. I think that that was a smart move. I like, and because of this bag charm, I think it works really well against this bag to have the black glazing. But I love, it's not often that you see tonal glazing, and I think that this is just very beautifully done to kind of keep that very modern, crisp look. And you just have a little bit with gold embossing here of their branding. If you don't want to show any branding, you just wear it that way. And actually, now that I think about it, on this bag, I don't see any branding anywhere, which I appreciate that. So inside you have, I really love how everything came with proper like protective wrapping and inserts. Like this is not cheap. It's not expensive, and that's why I'm like, some of these companies, can you do better? They have a desiccant here, which I like to have and keep. And this one, I forgot, it does come with a little pouch, a little insert. Let me open that up. So you have that if you wanted it to just use this as your wallet. But that fits in there. It does have a little attached clip here, so if you wanted to add that on here. I actually really like the hardware on this one. It's nice that it comes with a little extra pouch. It does come with a crossbody strap. I will pull it out on this one because this one I do think would be really cute to wear crossbody. So you do have D-rings on here. It is in that catty corner style, so one on this side, one on this side. I'll forgive it. My Longchamp Le Panier bag has really made me open up to that. I think it works on a smaller bag. And so here you are, you can carry it, obviously top handle. I love this handle. It does, I think for my purposes, I'm gonna take this off. I don't super love it, if I'm completely honest. Oh, yeah, never mind. I don't super love this insert. It's a nice to have, it's not a need to have. So let me connect this on the proper D-ring. And you can kind of see here from the hardware, everything feels really, really nice. This is also a micro suede lining. This bag is leather. So I did want to select a full leather piece from theirs. I will say it's probably a bonded leather of sorts, but it is a leather piece. Right. So I find that when you have a skinnier strap, it is much easier to carry it, just shoulder carry. It does start to dig in when you have it crossbody, and I think because of the style of this bag, this is how I would wear it. It's really cute, but to be honest, I think this is another one to just, if you want to make a statement, you carry this holding the top handle. I think it's beautiful. Let's see what fits inside. All right, so pulling from this one, in this bag, this would be an instance I would just carry a card holder and my pill case. That magnet is strong because it totally caught on my pill case. My Touchland hand sanitizer. Oh, I'm actually running out of that, or halfway through, let's be honest. Sunglasses. Sunglasses, yo. These are car keys. Car keys, and let me grab a lippy. You guys, oh, so cute. Oh, some wipes, a lippy, a perfume, baby Jesus. That's about all I'd put in there, to be honest. I don't carry a lot when it's a date night, but you know what's crazy is I feel like, other than the fact that sunglasses for sure won't fit in here very comfortably, like look, I have, can you see that? I have a ton of room left. There's still so much more, and this is just a fabric swatch, by the way, with the name of the bag. There's still so much more. The phone. Okay, I have an iPhone Pro Max, and it's a little too tall, a little too wide. This is not gonna work in here. So that's a con for me. I have to carry this phone, and I have to have a larger phone. And I mean, sure, you could just throw it in there, but what I will say is these nubs here kind of get in the way. So I would say this is one of those nights that you just, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm not going to put the crossbody strap because I feel like this bag is a beautiful statement piece. And so we don't need to be hands-free because we're not going to be anyway with the phone. And you just, you know, you take advantage of a little loopy case like that. I think this is adorable. It's a date night bag. It's not meant to carry everything in the kitchen sink, so I give it a pass. I do really like that closure-wise. I'm gonna be daring here. That magnetic closure is strong, and it really keeps the bag nice and cinched. So if this topples over, you're not losing your stuff. And I mean, you might scratch this if this hits the ground, but I mean, this is a really great date night bag. Let's move on to what I think is gonna be my favorite. We have the Natalie bag in this beautiful woven detail in dark brown. Y'all know I like me a chocolatey color. Time out. I just had to prove my point. Do you see? This is the Polen Numero 10, and I've realized that I really like smooth leather. I thought I was a pebbled leather person, but I'm really digging smooth leather. Speaking of leathers, this is a vegan leather, and I have to say, I think where Verano Hill really shines, stands out in their mission statement. They want to make fashion accessible, and I think they're doing a wonderful job because I haven't found a company that uses vegan leather, PU leather, whatever leather you want to call it, or a leatherette or bonded leather, in a way that doesn't feel chintzy. This doesn't feel chintzy. All of the stitching on this bag, and this bag has a lot of weaving, it has a lot of stitching. It's all again, in this bag, you could get it wrong so quickly. It feels solid. Let me move this. I was just merely trying to make the point that I love this color. So you have a lot of woven details here, and the finishing with the stitching, you can kind of see it there, all looks fantastic. And then even these finishing points all along here, I don't see any loose threading. Yeah, there's a lot of detail put into this bag and how it needs to finish off. Like, all of this needs to be such that it looks nice at all angles, particularly with larger stitching. Some would think that it's easier, but it's actually not. One thing, I don't know if you'll be able to hear this, but look. Did you hear that? There's magnets along here to close the bag. So that's a closer look. Now, as I shared, the Natalie was the one I was most excited about, just because I am in my just open one compartment handbag era. And what I really like, so inside, sometimes with these woven bags, I mean, obviously you can wear it with nothing inside. This is all really nice. It's kind of like a microfiber feel. You do have a crossbody strap. I don't intend on wearing this crossbody, but the D-rings are on the side here. So on each side, which I really like. And I do intend to use this little pouch with it. And let me take out the crossbody strap. Just because I'm not going to use it doesn't mean you might not want to use it that way. So it is on the thinner side, but I don't intend on using this strap. And there have been some bags that have come with some damaged straps, and it just is what it is. I did end up getting those straps replaced on that. They had to. This is not a case where it needs to be replaced. Let me try. I guess for me, I'm not a fan of these types of clasps. Okay, that was just stuck there. But they do make it easy to just put things in. Now, it is adjustable on both sides, so that is definitely helpful in the event you're going to carry it. See if I have this shoulder carry. I can adjust it further down for crossbody because obviously I wouldn't wear it this high up, but this bag is kind of thick or wide at the base, so I don't see this as a crossbody. I do see that if you need to be hands-free, my hair, that you would do so this way. But again, I envision this much like my Nagetis that I used to carry like this. This is a top handle moment. Now, you're not putting this in the crook of your arm or carrying it. This is literally a top handle carry bag. What fits inside? I think that it'll all be fine. I'm gonna just toss everything I had in here. I love the magnetic closure on that. Let me see if I can fit this case, because this has become my little everyday carry case, my EDC, where I have everything I feel like I would need, Band-Aids, floss, that kind of stuff. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and put this in here. Now, there isn't a way to, I guess, affix this inside the bag unless maybe you like tie it in those D-rings. I'm not going through that sort of trouble. That fits. My sunglasses case where I have my, you guys know these are my tried and true, my Gentle Monsters. I just feel so sassy with them, but Gentle Monsters in my little Bagoo case. I love when I have a bag, and this is why some other bags have come to the forefront of being favorites in my collection. I love this sunglass case because I feel like I'm properly protecting these sunglasses. These are not cheapy ones. They have Zeiss lenses, which are often found in cameras. I want to take care of them. So the fact that I have all the room in the world to put this thing, my wallets, and my phone, I'm good. I'm good. And it's funny because when I had everything in here, This bag felt heavier, but I think it is this chunky hardware, where this just feels really just, probably because you've got some thick handles. Now, yeah, I'm finding, and I'm sure there's a whole science behind this, that depending on how a bag is constructed, you'll really start feeling the weight more. I find I like a narrow profile on a bag, but I often find that they get heavy, where something with a bigger base, because you're distributing your weight a little bit more, it just doesn't feel as cumbersome. So everything fits. Let me zhuzh her up. Now, obviously I could just put a simple twilly on here if I want to just keep it simple. That's an option. Do you guys love these? Do you hate them? I actually really like them, and I've been very fortunate to get mine given to me. So I think they're cute. It's a fad like any other. Us 90s babies, we were into our trolls. I'm aging myself here. How cute is that? That's cute. You can't tell me that's not cute. Come on, it's cute. Even if you hate this, come on. Come on, come on, come with me here. That's kind of cute. All right, let me see. I didn't zhuzh this one up. I wonder if I could fit this. Oh, it does fit on here. Look how pretty. That's really pretty. Okay. I have this Coach bag charm that I kind of like. You know what? I'm gonna undress it here. I feel like this bag has enough going on with the woven detail. I want to play around. You see what I mean? This is what I love about brown handbags, is the possibilities are endless. You can do a whole bunch of whatever you want, and you can change the look up. And they just go with everything. And I'm finding, I used to be very much in my black handbag era. I like the pop of something brown or something some sort of contrast is what I'm trying to say. That's really cute. This strap wants to get stuck on everything. That is really nice if I want to make it super casual. I really like how this bead in particular kind of blends in. I really, low-key, this is my favorite look. I do love the Labubu. Now, let's say we want to play with some color. Let me take this off. We're on a date night, and we just really want to get fancy. Sometimes what I do is, let's say you don't want to see as much of this gold detail on the bar. I think, how pretty would it be to just tie a little bow on top there? And so then it's not as cold to the touch. I really love that. And then let's say we want to be extra playful. I think this does fit around here. I'm not going to mess with that a whole lot, but look at that. I really feel, again, as I was kind of sharing while I was zhuzhing this up, that I really like the contrast of brown against just about everything in my personal wardrobe, but even, I just feel like it's the perfect neutral. I love that I got 3 different shades from Verano Hill so you can get a feel for it. As a reminder, this is their caramel, this is their brown, and this is their dark brown. And I really feel like you can't go wrong with any of their color selection. I do think they have a great color selection. I hope to see more come in. And they do have some really fun handbags, and I almost picked something completely out of my wheelhouse, but I wanted to pick things that I would wear because you guys know I'm in this trying to curate my wardrobe, and I don't want to bring things in just because they look pretty. I want them to have some sort of form and function. And I really think that overall I'm very pleased with this brand. I I really didn't know what to expect, and I've never really tried a brand like this. And I feel like this is great to bring fashion and accessibility to everyone, but it's also a great way to try a silhouette if you decide, you know what, I think I want to take the plunge and get this brand or that brand, and it's at a completely different price tag. I think this is a great way and it serves the purpose of also trying something out before you jump in. But I really love the execution. If I can kind of pinpoint it to one thing, overall execution on this is fantastic. I think the star of the show here is the Dionne. It really just, I'm very impressed by what they do. And if you can get this bag right, you're on to a good pathway. I hope you've enjoyed me zhuzhing these up and just playing around with them. I hope to kind of get some use out of these and let you know how I feel, but I think you can't go wrong with any of these three depending on what you need. If I had to pick one, I know I said I really love the overall execution, but I do think that this one wins my heart personally, so I'm excited to, I think I'm gonna wear it today. See how against the blue, it's super cute. So yes, those are my final thoughts on these beauties. I was very impressed. Thank you so much, Verano Hill, for sending these beauties to me. I really, really appreciate it. I will have their link below, and I will also have it in my description box if you want to check them out. I played it safe, but they have some beautiful evening bags, special occasion bags. I think that's where they probably really, really shine. So definitely check them out if you're needing something for that little je ne sais quoi for your outfit. I thank you for your time. If you like this video, again, please give it a like. Please subscribe. It does help my channel. I am looking to grow this community, and I thank you so much for your time. I will see you guys in the next video. Ciao.